Hi, this is Denise Matthew. I hope you're doing well. I'm back again to talk about the new moon happening on March 21st, 2023. This will be happening about 0 degrees Aries. The one thing I have to say about this energy of this new moon is it feels very spiritual in nature because we do have the 2551 channel that is being activated, but a lot of energy is sort of pointing towards a spiritual direction. So it might be a time when we are changing our spiritual path, or we're reinforcing our spiritual path, or we see things in a way that it changes our direction and even our trajectory forward. It's also a time where keeping our own counsel, listening to our own inner knowing may be a better plan than listening to other people. And Uranus in the gate 2 line 4 is reinforcing the idea that keeping our plans to ourselves or secretiveness is quite important, because the reason why we would keep secrets in this case is if we are planning to make a new spiritual path, or we are going in a different direction, and maybe we really fully believe that we want to go there, and you don't really want anybody else's opinion about it. You don't care if people don't want you to go that way because you want to go that way. And ultimately that is key. So that's why we would keep things to ourselves until it's time to share. When it is time to share, then that is a time when you probably have a lot of your details and things done already. And then it's kind of something that you're sharing and saying, well, this is what's happening, and that's the way it is, and there's really no option to have an opinion about it either way. And ultimately that is what this energy is talking about. The other perspective is that with the 2551 channel activated, it can bring shocking events or things that kind of come out of the blue that kind of shake us at the foundation, but can lead to awakenings or can lead to this new perspective of seeing the world in a way we hadn't seen it before. Alternatively, the 2551 channel can sometimes bring up a level of competition or competitiveness, and especially in a spiritual nature, which I think is interesting because this idea of spiritual competitiveness doesn't seem like something you would think about it, but this is what it sort of seems to point a finger at. So I will be very interested to see how this new moon plays out in the long run. So with that said, let's get into the details. The new moon is happening at Aries 0.49 degrees. So it's happening at what is considered the Aries point, or even a critical degree. So it might be even more impactful for us. So again, if you can check out your astrology chart at astro.com, you can get a free chart and you can see what house is going to be happening. It could be a place where you're going to find that you might get some recognition or some public recognition for something that is related to that particular house where this is going to be happening for you. And just like the full moon that we had earlier in the month, this new moon is very specific in the energy that it's bringing to us in the lines, because again, we have a lot of third line energy, which really talks about this idea about being flexible or even adaptable to discover what you can from the places in your life where you've experimented or you've had things happen and maybe potentially not had them go the way you wanted them to. And now it's this ability to use what you've learned in a way where you can maximize the benefits based on the experience that you've already had. For this new moon, we have the activation of the 2551 channel between the sun, moon, and Jupiter, and it is bringing this mystical energy to this new moon, since this is a channel that is part of the mystical circuit. It's also energy that can be shocking in nature, and it has a potential to lead you into an awakening moment or a moment in your life where you see the world with new eyes. With the activation of the G identity center and also the will ego center globally, it makes the gates 46 and also 2 even more emphasized in the collective energy for this new moon. The sun and the moon are going to be in the gate 25 line 3 sensibility, and this puts added focus on your spiritual path, where instead of trying to plan everything a step ahead, you start to move forward sort of in the flow of life, or with the rhythm of the flow of life. The only way to be in the flow of life is really about being in the now or in the present moment, and that's what this new moon is encouraging you to do, because only in the present moment can you see what truly shows up in your reality. Yet in this world that we live in, we're all powered by expectation and this need to have immediate results for our actions. So the state of an existential innocence that the Gate 25 talks about can be almost difficult to achieve, but difficult doesn't equate to impossible. If you choose to tap into the present moment, there isn't a guarantee about what you'll see. But if you never venture to see the world from a place of what is true in this particular moment, you will never have an opportunity to be present in your life. When you're stepping into the space of now and you see the truth in the moment, not everything may be as you want it to be, but it's only in seeing the truth that you can really make change in your life. This energy is about experimenting with the concept of allowing the universe to work through you, to guide you on your path. When you live in the present moment, it doesn't mean that every experience in life was going to be perfect and filled with joy, but it does say that by being present, you have an opportunity to embrace your unique life, one that is filled with all experiences that make you human. Life is a mix of all energies, and through your experimentation with motiveless action or the innocence of moving through life with openness, you can experience all parts of being alive. The Earth in the Gate 46 line 3 projection says the most important job for you right now is to stay in the present moment, despite the interruptions that may be part of your life. It also encourages you to listen to your body because it has secrets to tell and insights into where you're destined to go. This is especially a time when letting go of expectation, as I mentioned, is essential to discover your true path in life. Life is truly magical, where at any moment the unexpected can arrive at your doorstep. You just never know when or if a gift will come your way. So instead of expectation being part of your process, the key is to be open to the universe, giving you the next piece to the story of your life. Of course, it'll always happen when the timing is right. This is about holding loosely to your dreams and allowing the paths for a multitude of experiences to show up in your existence. The new moon reminds you that serendipity exists, and when you let your body lead the way, you can be at the right place at the right time to have a lucky break. But it can only happen when you let go of a particular outcome for your life and are open to what actually shows up. Jupiter in the Gate 51 line 2, withdrawal, talks about just that, withdrawal. And once again, it connects you to your inner knowing. If we merge this energy with the overall theme of intuition and instinct, it says that sometimes listening to others may not be in our best interest. There are times in life when we feel that it's better to let go of something and even to withdraw. And yet sometimes there are people who are coaxing you to stay in something or somewhere longer than you feel is wise. So aligning with your inner truth, despite what people say or think, can serve you well. You know when it's time to leave and when it's time to stay, and that is key. Uranus in the Gate 2 line 4, secretiveness, reinforces the message of going with your internal nudges and not allowing outside influences to sway you from your path. This is a time when keeping your plans to yourself until you're ready to share is a really good idea. Venus in the Gate 27 line 4, generosity, emphasizes the need that having the right people in your life is essential because it's only then that the care and nurturing that you give to others is reciprocated in a way where everyone is nourished. As I mentioned, the focus for this new moon feels very spiritual in nature, where you may decide to shift your spiritual path or to move in a way that others may consider to be out of character for you. So having the right people to support you when you're on the precipice of change has never been more important. With the North Node in the Gate 27 line 3, a lot of people might be trying to get more than their fair share of nurturing from you. So this is a time to protect your energy for the transition and journey ahead. When you choose the right people to care and nurture for, there's potential to find balance in healthy relationships as well as support when you need it, especially when you're embarking on a new adventure or even a new spiritual path. Mercury in the Gate 17 line 2 says that opinions may be plentiful, but truth may not be quite as easy to find. So once again, keeping to your own counsel or being with trusted people can keep you strong and vibrant. This new moon is opening you up to a new cycle and maybe even a new spiritual path ahead, like I mentioned, but there's a lot of steps to take on your path ahead. And this is just really the beginning. So it's a time to protect your energy and your dreams for a new tomorrow. Ultimately, big shifts, awakenings, and changes are in the offing, some of which may shock you. Yet the changes that are being offered now might have you seeing more clearly than you have in a very long while. And that sounds like it might be all worthwhile. Well, that's it for the new moon. I hope you enjoy it and it's very peaceful for you. And until next time, take care and I'll see you again soon.